This is what a traditional bundu ceremony in Sierra Leone looks like. A young girl is blindfolded and then carried off into the bush by the women of the village. She is held down while a practitioner takes a razor blade to her genitals.
The thing is just saying, today is the day for picking the ripe mangoes. Ripe mangoes here represent the clitoris. It means it's ripe enough to remove the clitoris.
So today is the day to remove the clitoris?
Yes.
Is that what the song says?
That is what it's saying.
It's a festive occasion. Traditionally, bundu is an important rite of passage.
After the healing process, she is considered to be a real woman.
But she was really young. How old was she, this girl?
And that is it exactly. You can see how young she is. And you have those that are younger than she is.
Rugetu Ture believes the practice of female circumcision, or female genital mutilation as it is more widely known, is an inhuman and unnecessary violation of young girls. But for these villagers, it's an age-old custom that is deeply infused with religious ritual and magic. In fact, what you see here is just a demonstration. Outsiders aren't allowed to witness actual bundu ceremonies. This little girl was spared the painful process, at least for now. We get to suspect that very soon the real thing is going to happen to this girl that we just saw. Up to 90% of women in Sierra Leone face circumcision. And worldwide, an estimated 2 million girls undergo the practice every year, mostly in Africa. Medically, the procedure serves no purpose and carries risk of infection, excessive bleeding, and sometimes even death. But social structures keep the tradition of bundu alive.
Most people think if you are not initiated, you are promiscuous. And when you are initiated, they control your sex urge, which to me is not true.
So it's a way of controlling women and controlling their sexual desires. That's how they see it. Unlike male circumcision, female circumcision aims to restrain sexual pleasure and desire. For this reason, the UN and other organizations consider the practice a human rights violation. A few years ago, Rugetu embarked on a village-by-village crusade to convince communities to stop performing circumcisions. Not a simple task when you consider that few roads in rural Sierra Leone are paved. Can you ask how many of the women here have had the procedure done on them?
Everybody. All of these women standing here.
All of the women. And of the young girls here, how many of them have had the procedure done on them?
This one,
So see, all these girls here standing around, I mean, they're all 6, 7, 8 years old, back from them. They've all been circumcised. This girl here was 2 years old when she was circumcised. She's now 6. So is it normal to see young girls this young be circumcised?
Yes. Like they circumcise like this one.
At that age?
Like this age. Yes.
Rugetu explained that it's cheaper for younger girls to have the procedure because the costs of the ceremony aren't as great. It's not just the cost of the procedure, it's the cost of everything that involves buying clothes for the child, getting them clean. Imagine the difference between throwing a birthday party for a 2-year-old or a sweet 16. Rugetu is saying that they use the word initiation because initially it was for girls to become women, but that now you really can't call it initiation when you see girls that are 2 years old are being circumcised.
They just want the procedure to be done. It's like maintaining a tradition.
When we spoke with a few of the local practitioners, they told us much of the same reason for why they continue to perform circumcisions.
This is because we met our ancestors doing it. And that's why we are doing it. Because we've met our ancestors doing it as a tradition, so we want to continue to do it.
Have they, for example, ever had any complications while doing this? Any of the girls?
Before we came here, they do know, but what they sometimes associate this is with demon. Whenever it happens that a girl bleed excessively, they will say it's because she is witch.
Or she's possessed?
Yes.
There's also an economic side to Bundu. For some women in these poor villages, performing circumcisions provides a meager income. She's saying that she only performs circumcision on the girls of this village because it's her only means of survival, and she's been doing it for the past 15 years. But it was here that Rugiatu saw an opportunity. Several miles from the village, at a local vocational school, 20 practitioners are now being trained to become farmers. To be eligible for the free courses, the women have to pledge to stop performing bundu. And they've turned over their knives and razor blades. I asked them if any of the women here have went to school when they were younger, and only one put her hand up. The rest say that they've never attended any type of school before. They range in age from barely a teenager to a grandmother in her 60s, but they all start with the very basics.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We've included that aspect of literacy in the training program, so when they go out, we believe they could be able to use these figures in their daily activities, like recognizing figures on monies, and also they could be able to tell time, they could be able to sign their names instead of just printing.
But old traditions die hard, and many of the women say they have been ostracized by their communities for giving up bundu.
They avoid me, they abandon me, they abuse me, they look me with bad eyes, but I don't care. I don't mind because I want to change.
For most of the women at this school, the hope is that their new skills will earn them a new respect. And with it, they say, they will try to convince others in their villages to put an end to bundu.